Alright guys, welcome back to this YouTube tutorial. From what we left with the last time, what happened is we were looking at this class and we defined this function from our previous tutorial, of course, and then we described this initialization block. This is more like the constructor of that function, the constructor that allows the instantiation of this class's object. So here's what the instantiation is going to happen, and when that happens, we want to put some initial values for the names and many institutes, and here's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna put some things here. Let's just use this class. So we're gonna say total. In order to create an instance of that object, you can say total here, and of course, because we have a constructor here, we're gonna put these parentheses, and it's gonna expect us to actually input nothing here because we specified nothing in the argument section here. So that is another way we could do it. So for now, we're just gonna do this way so that we show you the different things you can do. And now what we're gonna do is print total dot. We can now access our very own total function, and then we pass our argument, of course, 12 again. We should expect to see a 48 again here. Failure to do those, that is not my problem, that is the machine. And of course, again, we have an error here, and here also look, is a total takes one argument, but two were given. And as we look at it, we are looking at it. It's expecting what? Total takes one positional argument, but two were given. When did we pass two? Let's take a look at our code again, and let's remove an argument, and all of a sudden it's not allowing us to put any variable there. And what is happening? So what is happening here is that's the pretty good thing about these issues when you go on. Thank goodness this happened to me in this video. I wasn't intending it, but of course it happened to me, so that we can all learn, and I'm thankful to that error. So what it means that whenever you declare a variable inside this class, it's going to need you to put a selfie that references that variable so that it knows that this variable is actually belonging to the class. So we're going to put a selfie, and then when we go down here and put a trophy, I think we should see no error now, but 48 coming out. So what it means is that you should put it there so that it knows that this class, this function is represented within this class. So this function belongs to that class. So we have to put it there. It needs to grab hold of it, you know. So that's how you do it. And thank goodness for this error. We now know that you have to put it there. Thank goodness. That's the beauty of the errors. And now, the other thing we need to be doing right now is we were initializing these variables, and we need to get hold of them. So we're gonna say here print. We're gonna print total dot name. Total dot same. Now you see we can access the variables from the class dot institute. But of course, when you go on deeper into the concepts of object-oriented programming, this is not a good practice of having to manipulate the variables. We're gonna show you about that one later, but let's just run this one, and you see the values coming out. Glen to read the MSU. That is where line of goes. And now what we're gonna do here is show you another concept which I'm saying it's going to allow us to directly input the values into the constructor. So here's what you're going to do. For that, you're going to say here name, and you're going to say surname, and we're going to say institute. And what we're going to do is remove these variables, and so self.name, this is a variable that is contained, that it belongs to the class. We're going to assign it a name that is going to receive through this constructor. So definitely what it means is we're going to be able to receive values from that constructor. And now institute here. So what it means now, when we call these, there should be nothing actually, because we didn't give any, but we should have an error here saying no arguments. Or in fact, you say 3 arguments are required here: positional, name, surname, and institute. So what we need to do here is give these arguments glen So we can now put arguments in our constructor. That's another way of doing it. And then institute MSU. And then if we run this, we should be able to see the same output client user MSU. So there's a thing about setter functions and get functions. We'll talk more about those on the later videos. In fact, in the next module, this was just to distinguish the difference between the classes. So someone may hear the class and the function. What's the difference there? So you don't know classes. We gave you fundamental about these things. So in the next module and Encounter the Future, you will be able to relink with these and be able to get an insight of more info concerning these classes. So now we have introduced you to classes, and you know more later. And please continue to learn with me. Please subscribe and send any comments, of course. And I love you guys. Happy coding.